Objection. The defense rests, Your Honor.
Welcome to Skippable News. We're back.
Wow, it's been so long.
It has been since we've sat. I mean, we've been in the studio doing filming and stuff, but in front of the camera, it's been a while.
Look, we have 2 viewers still.
Oh my God,
wow.
that's amazing.
Hey,
Hi guys. This is Skippable News, where you can skip the part you want by going to the menu in the description below, or via the progress bar, or watching at home on Channel 3 via Suddenlink. Which
Retro.
I had one of my computer repair people yesterday say, hey, I saw you on Channel 3. This is Skippable News. This is episode number 52. It's September 16th. We've made it to a year, and here is this week's stories. We interviewed Jen Rozier, Peggy Lobnitz, Jeff Brown. He's talking about vaccinations, and if you're an anti-vaxxer, don't worry about it. Just skip that part, but you might want to tune in next week because we have Kristen Osley from the Free Eastsiders. We have Addie Miears,
cheer coach. Amazing lady.
Absolutely.
Great team.
Jake Evangelist, what do you talk about?
Football.
That's right. And that's going to be this episode. Also, we have the What the Forecast at the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And if you are sitting there wondering who the winner is for the KSRW rebranding contest, it is Marjorie Raft, or Rate. We can't quite read it, but the phone number is legible. So we're going to be calling that individual about their winning of the $100. Anything else we need to talk about today?
The weather broke. It's so nice. It went from 95 to 55, like you're driving through, and a policeman sees you and you see the policeman.
I was setting up for the Tyler Rich concert. It was 106 degrees out there in the sun. It was hot, man. Really,
savage.
Really hot. Bishop Twin Theater is still closed for family time and renovation. They'll be opening back up on September 23rd, so that'll be exciting.
But for our viewers, thank you for sticking with us.
Oh, for this whole year?
Yeah.
And if you're just now tuning in, you've got some episodes to go back and watch. You can see a great transformation because we went from not really doing the green screen well to pretty much nailing it. But anyway, hope you enjoy this episode. As far as Jimmy and I, this is the end of us, but we will be back next week. So enjoy.
Oh, okay, yeah. See you next week.
Enjoy the interviews.
Welcome to Eye on Inyo Supervisors, County Supervisors. Today we're going to be talking to Jen Rozier about her new district and some of the things she loves about it, and also about the future from the county supervisorial perspective.
There you go.
Welcome.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's good seeing you.
It's good to see you.
You had a busy week. I'm glad you made it. I was kind of going, oh, this poor person.
Oh, no, it's wonderful. It's how I love it.
Flying and the back country and everything else. So
how I love
great.
it.
So tell us about the new district. Your district 4.
Yes. So I love to talk about the new district. So, first of all, I have to acknowledge a little sad because I love Independence and Fort Independence.
Yeah,
which
I have
yeah,
in the county schools. I have
exactly.
Oh,
and such a sweet town, and I could go on. And of course the Fort. There's so much happening there, and those are my friends. But I know they're in good hands with Supervisor Kingsley. The 4th District has expanded exponentially. I can't even remember right now how many square miles, but we went from 8 distinct little communities in the 4th District to now 16 different communities.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And so we come all the way up to East Line Street, go way out to the Nevada border, of course, Deep Springs, and some census blocks out in the Inyos and the White Mountains, the White Mountains. And then we go all the way up to the Mono County border and up Bishop Creek, and of course Upper Rock Creek as well as in Inyo County. So picked up quite a bit, and very distinct communities from, Owens Valley communities right up to the mountain communities, the public lands and of the desert floor, the agriculture, right up to the resorts and tourism and campgrounds and whatnot of the high country. So.
Do you want to mention the different little...
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah,
I would love to.
I know you have a list.
I have a list because I don't want to forget any, and I could almost rattle them all off. But of course, at the southern boundary of the 4th District is Aberdeen, sweet Aberdeen, and what a history there is there. But also Fish Springs and Birch Creek. There's a lot of residents right in that area, and some very unique issues and challenges and neat things going on as well. Of course, Deep Springs, which is its own very unique community, and we love that part of it. And Fish Lake, well, just west of Fish Lake Valley. Big Pine, of course, can't forget Big Pine and the Rolling Green. Wilkerson, never want to forget Wilkerson because it's so much it's a bedroom community of Bishop, it's distinct as well. There's old and new Wilkerson. Of course, there's Keogh, which has, my businesses and residents. There's the Van Loon district, and of course the cemetery.
This is very helpful because it helps me imagine exactly what your territory is. Yeah,
so, and again, distinct neighborhoods. There's the Waterson-Riata area, which is a very distinct neighborhood, and of course, got a lot going on right there after the fire. We also have the kind of Tumbleweed Lane and Schober Lane area. There's some residents there, and the golf course and the waste disposal. I mean, I've got the golf course, I've got the dump, I've got some ag fields out there, so that's right up my alley. And of course, we have Rocking K, which is a very distinct community. We've got Starlight, Aspendell, South Fork, Hawbaggers, and then 40 Acres, Round Valley, and Rovana Pine Creek Village.
Wow.
So that's all the new 4th District.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Some really interesting places.
Well,
and that really helps me kind of picture the whole area,
yeah.
which has been kind of confusing, I'll be honest, with all the redistricting and
I know.
who's got what now.
It is a bit confusing, and that's why I've been working with our CAO, Leslie Chapman, who's retiring at the end of September. But we have a new CAO coming in. We're very excited, Nate Greenberg. But I've got some community meetings scheduled. Once Nate has his feet on the ground, we're going to, and Leslie's been a huge help on this, we'll be having community meetings in pretty much all those neighborhoods and communities. I just want to get out, connect to people, because half of those communities have a new supervisor.
Yeah.
The 4th District took pieces from the 3rd District, the 2nd District, and the 1st District.
Part of why I wanted to do these interviews is to remind people of everything a supervisor does, because they'll be voting, some of them will be voting on 2 new people.
Sure.
But I think I've been here a long time, and I think we have the best, not just blowing smoke, I think we have really excellent supervisors, and I want to keep that. So
yeah, it's a very dedicated position, and a lot of people
you have to know about everything.
Well, you kind of have to learn about everything, and I ran for office because I was passionate about public lands and tourism and agriculture, but you have to become versed in so many things. I'm working now on everything from infrastructure, broadband, constituent services, land tenure issues, parks. I mean, it just goes on and on. Yeah, so we could talk on and on about that if you like.
Yeah, well, we'll come back.
Okay.
So this is Ion County Supervisors, and we have a very active, enthusiastic supervisor here, and with Jen, and we will be back. Hi, Chris Langley here, and I'm continuing my conversation with Peggy Lobnitz. Did I do that right?
You did.
Okay, good, excellent. And Peggy is actually connected to a group called the Elders Action, Environmental Action.
Elders Climate Action.
Climate Action.
Right.
So, and we haven't mentioned that yet, but we were talking about how do I know that air quality is hazardous? And
right.
That's, I think, an important thing. Where do I get the information in the Owens Valley?
Well, scientists have struggled with that issue for a while, taking technical information and making it easily understandable to the public. We used to talk about health risk in exponents, or 1 in a million cancer risk. But now we realize that numbers really don't effectively communicate, so we've turned to colors. So EPA has developed something called the AQI, Air Quality Index, and it will let you know whether your air is good or hazardous or anywhere in between. Green is good, red is hazardous, crimson is emergency conditions, and then yellow is worse than green, orange is worse than yellow until you get back to red. So you can download from the EPA website an app called Air Now that'll give you an AQI right in your general area. The newest iPhones already have AQI as part of weather.com that you can just access and look at. But if, you're electronically challenged, you can always go to the Great Basin Air Pollution Control District website, and you can sign up for alerts, and they will let you know by email whether you have anything to worry about, because they have a network of monitoring stations throughout the Eastern Sierra. And when we have wildfire conditions, they have some mobile units that they move right to the communities that are experiencing the ash that will better inform people.
I know when we had dust storms before all of these fires, we would be warned not to, because I was a teacher, and we were warned not to take them outside because of all the dust conditions, and change the physical activities that the students were involved in. So there was that awareness, but now we're much more aware of fires. So.
Yeah, we have much better technology with GPS. So, if you're at the mouth of a canyon, you may have hazardous air conditions, even if in town it's okay. So it really helps to have a monitor that's applicable to your community.
Excellent. So we will continue our discussion as we go along, and I really appreciate you making it understandable for us non-scientists.
I'm happy to do it.
It really helps, and you come from a scientific background, but you managed to make it understandable to the general public. So thank you very much for that.
Glad to do it.
Hello and welcome to Eye on the Inyo Health. Today we're honored to have Dr. Jeff Brown. He's a PharmD from Dwaynes Pharmacy. Thank you for coming in very much.
Thank you, James, for having me.
Now I'd like to ask about COVID vaccines.
Okay.
Now you just mentioned there's a brand new one that just came out.
Yeah, real exciting news. There's a brand new, it's called bivalent COVID vaccine. Pfizer and Moderna are both making it. Those are the companies that make the mRNA vaccine. CDC approved it last week. It's being shipped now. We may get it today or tomorrow, but probably early next week. And it's who can get that vaccine? Anybody who's it's been at least the Moderna product is what we carry, not the Pfizer. Moderna product can be given to anybody over 18 who is it's been at least 2 months since they've been their last booster or last COVID shot. It's also recommended if you've had COVID that you wait 3 months after your last positive test to get vaccinated with the new bivalent booster. So that's kind of the standards we'll be using. Pfizer vaccine is available in the community, or will be, and that's good for folks 12 and over. So it's a little longer age
spectrum.
Yeah. We've been using Moderna vaccine now at Dwaynes for over 2 years, and we're very comfortable with that, and we don't see a reason to switch. And we want to simplify how many COVID vaccines we carry because we don't want to get them mixed up with each other. That's not good. And the old vaccine will still be used to provide primary immunizations, the first 2 shots to people who have never had a COVID shot. But it will not be used to boost anybody anymore. So.
Now you mentioned it'll be the same time, 8 to 9? Monday
Yeah, same times. Yeah. The COVID vaccine generally, because it takes more labor, the amount of data that the federal government collects on COVID vaccines is just awesome, and it takes our staff longer to collect and transmit that data to the government. So generally, COVID vaccines Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Okay. We're staffed. There's just a couple extra steps in the process, and anyone that's got a COVID shot knows you're waiting a few minutes while the data is collected and sent in on those shots.
The vaccine isn't over till the paperwork's done.
Exactly. Unfortunately.
Now for the layperson, what do you mean when you say bivalent?
Bivalent means there's great question, James. There's the original COVID strain is in that vaccine that we used in the first vaccine, and now they've added the new Omicron variant, BA4 and 5 are in there. So there's two strains of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID, and it's thought that That's what's been circulating. We had a big BA5 wave go through Bishop a month ago, and it's circulating throughout the country. And it's thought that the new vaccine booster will provide better protection against what's currently circulating. It's a virus. We're always chasing it. We're one strain behind. Kind of the good news so far, keep our fingers crossed, the virologists and immunologists do not see another strain emerging right now. That will change. It's a virus. It's going to mutate. But right now, we've got maybe a little break in the action. What's happening with COVID? What is the future with this whole thing? In terms of vaccinating, they're working to develop a product that will provide enough protection so that you can be vaccinated like influenza once a year. And what they'll do is they'll modify that vaccine to whatever strains are currently circulating somewhere in the world, like the new flu, and provide a vaccine with that variant in it, and protection from that variant in it, and we'll be administering that. So look forward in the future, probably once a year, and you can get them both together, the flu and the COVID, one in one arm, one in the other, and that's probably going to be what the process involves. Things can change with COVID. New information comes out all the time. And I really hate to say anything about coming attractions, really, because as soon as I say it, I'll be wrong. But that's where we're trying to get. Well, I think we're all looking forward to some cooler weather. I know I am.
Cool.
Thank you very much for having me.
Doc, I appreciate it very much. This is Jimmy T for Eye on the Inyo. We'll be back. Hello, I'm Jimmy T. Welcome to Eye on Sports. Today we're honored to have Coach Addie Miears, the cheer coach. Welcome, Addie.
Hello, Jimmy T.
It's great to finally get you here again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
it's good to be here.
I understand you're the cheer coach, but tell me about the organization. How does that work?
I am. So we fall under the umbrella of Spirit Squad, and under that umbrella is cheerleading, which I'm the head coach for, and then dance team, which is run by Krista Maloney this year.
The dance team is great.
They are phenomenal.
And the cheerleading squad is just amazing. How many are on this cheerleading squad?
I've got 19 this year.
How does that break down for years?
So I've got 2 seniors, which will be the first time I've had kids all 4 years of my program and then graduating to go on. And then I've got 5 juniors, 6 sophomores, and 6 freshmen.
So when the 2 seniors move on to bigger and better things, you still have a pretty good portion of a team left.
Yes.
Because
yes.
corporate memory is important. Like you said, you had these guys for 4 years.
Yeah.
You were able to instill what they need to know all the time.
Hopefully good things, yeah.
Hopefully good things. So one of the things in the past, you haven't always gone to away games. How is that working this year?
Correct. So typically we do the league games, which this year will be Cal City and Rosemont. So I try to get them to at least the league games.
Because that's great. It's just a joy to have a cheerleading squad at a league game. It's actually any game is fun. But when you're away there and there's like 5 people in the audience, the diehard fans of their children, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And there seems to be a lot of bonding between the 2 cheer squads. There's a lot of sportsmanship there.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So tell me about your background. How did you get to Bishop?
I was actually born and raised in Bishop. Yeah, I know. Weird,
wow,
right?
Cool. Yeah.
So I left, but while I was here, I was on the high school cheer team for 3 years under Lori Scarborough, who was the cheer coach for 25 years probably or more. And then I went to Reno and did some coaching up there through Pop Warner, their youth Pop Warner, and actually took a team to nationals in Florida, which was
excellent.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then I've been coaching at the high school level here now this is my 5th year.
Cool. And so have you gone into competitions as as a Bishop cheerleading coach?
As a cheerleading coach, I've done 1. Last year, I took my 2 captains, who are Will Hennerty and Jade Scott, to a partner stunting competition at Weber State, which is, for those that are not acclimated to the cheer world, Weber is literally the best co-ed team in the nation. So they've won quite a few championships, and their team is pretty incredible.
There's so much strength there. It's hard to believe that he can pick her up one-handed.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So, so I've always wondered about some of the stunts seem dangerous. How do you know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do?
So when we go to camp, they go over a lot of all those rules and what we can and can't do, what things have changed from year to year. So that's why it's really important for us to go to camps throughout the summertime. And then that is all governed by the NHFS high school
Federation.
Association. Yeah, those guys. So they determine what we can or can't do, and then that information is passed down to us through the camps that we go to.
And mostly it's safety. You can't do this because it's a dangerous exercise.
Right. Yeah.
So as a layman, what do I look for when I see the cheer squad?
All right, Jason Brown here. I'm with Dr. Hawkins at Northern Inyo Hospital, and they just talked about a bunch of stuff that flew over my head. Dr. Hawkins, what was that again?
Fair enough. So I am the medical director of the emergency department, but I also help run an organization called Eastern Sierra Emergency Physicians. So we are a company that staffs the emergency department as well as our internal medicine or inpatient doctors for the Northern Inyo Healthcare District. So our organization provides physician staffing for those two major service lines for the hospital. We also have a physician, Dr. Gashgarian, who's absolutely fantastic. She was trained as an emergency medicine physician, but has started from the ground up a medication-assisted treatment program, which provides our community members with resources for all different types of substance abuse, alcohol dependency, opioid dependency, amongst others. So we are a multidisciplinary organization. We work closely with the Northern Inyo Healthcare District and are strong allies with them. But we are a little bit separate just based on some of the unique laws in California that don't allow hospitals to directly employ physicians. So it's a little bit of a confusing arrangement maybe if you weren't familiar with the California state laws. But I think the big takeaway message is that we've been partners with the district for over a decade and have a fantastic relationship with them.
Very interesting. Wow. That time I got it.
Good.
And I hope you did too.
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Eye on Sports, Bishop Union High School varsity football. Today we have Coach Jake. Welcome, Coach Jake.
Thank you. Thank you
So
for
last
having
week,
me here.
You're welcome. I appreciate it. It's an honor and a pleasure, seriously. So tell us about last week against the mighty Burros.
Well, we went down there and they came to play. Last year we took it to them, but this year they came and they were at home and they came to play and we played them tough. Got out of there with a win, 19-7.
But it was kind of a squeaker. They were a pretty tough team.
Yes, they were. We had a short week of practice and kind of we had kids out. They were sick and we kind of took a light this week and we had to make sure that we had to wrap up a win. They came to play and it was a little slow start, but we handled it. It came out pretty good.
The significant takeaway was the High Desert Classic Trophy.
Yes.
We got to bring it back again.
We brought it back again. It's been going on for quite some time now. There was a pretty large gap. Last couple of years, the Broncos have been able to hold on to that trophy, but we held on to it Friday night, and it was great. It was a good win for us, good win for the kids. It was 0-0 at half, and the kids came out, and they did the job.
That speaks highly of the defense, because the Burros had number 9 and number 10. They were brothers.
Yes.
9 was a quarterback, and 10 was a wide end and receiver.
Yes.
Did everything. It was just amazing.
Yeah. Freshman quarterback at that number 9, so he's definitely going to be a contender in the future. And he went to his brother a couple of times, so they ran the ball well, they threw the ball well, but again, our defense is just lights out.
Tell us about Carson Schmidt.
Carson Schmidt had a fantastic game. He had 7 solo tackles. He had a couple of receiving receptions. Had a great couple of runs, and he took a big hit and got back up on I think it was on a sweep. He took a big hit and got right back up, and he had a great game. Overall player of the game.
And then Isaac Reno was close behind.
Isaac Reno, four solo tackles, couple of assists. Again, he kind of came in and filled in. He got the start that night, and he made a couple critical third down tackles that we really needed, and it was impressive.
And Kalen Smith again.
Kalen Smith. What more can you say about Kalen Smith? I mean, he comes off that edge really hard. Big kid, strong kid, and he just shuts down that edge and keeps contained and does a great job.
Yeah. And then there's Wes Jorgensen.
West Dog. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a kid come off the ball quicker and stronger than he can. He gets to those A gaps so quick, and he just disrupts in the backfield. Again, he had a great game.
Speed is the key.
Speed is the key. And at that nose guard, if we can get around that center and get into the backfield, and even if he doesn't get the tackle, just kind of causing chaos, it makes the defense tough to deal with.
Break the play. Now Albert Cano, he's just been astounding this season.
Albert has been probably one of our go-to guys. He's punting, he's returning punts, he runs the ball, middle linebacker, just an overall player of sorts. Had another great game. Went down, I think it was like third or fourth quarter with an ankle injury, but he gutted through it, toughed it out, and helped us wrap up that win.
Now Albert Powell.
Austin Powell.
Jimmy's had a brain fart. Austin Powell. He is speedy, very speedy. Great hands, good feet, but he can just get to the ball. He has a nose for the football. Made a couple great plays on special teams, and he was just a great defensive help for us on Friday night. And Bowden St. Marie.
What a man. He had some great runs, although we've kind of thought he was going to be our throwing quarterback, and which he is. But now, last year we kind of teased him and said, we're going to have to keep you in the pocket. But man, the kid can run. And so we got him out there ran for I think 75 yards and had a touchdown. So it was great. It was good to see him get out there and run, and then threw for 182 yards. A couple touchdown passes, and it was great. It was great to see him open up that passing game to Milton Mitchell and Jason Molnar.
Which is actually kind of good, because if you can pass or rush, those are two different. They have to set up two defenses against Bowden.
Absolutely. So they go, we could bring the pressure on the pass, so we could kind of not worry about the run. But we certainly can do the run, and he can run it as well. And we ran that RPO really well on Friday night, so that was good.
Milton Michelle and Jason Muller.
Two of our guys on the outside. Milton, he's a sophomore, so he's still learning the system. But great hands, great feet, just able to be a good overall athlete. Jason Molnar, slow start to the season, but man, did he come on Friday night, and he had some great sweeps, and he scored, and he wasn't going to be denied on that slant that he ran. He caught that slant. It was RPO, and man, he took it to the house. It was great.
And this is not to say anything disparaging about the rest of the team, but it's a group effort.
It is.
They're all there. If we didn't
Absolutely.
mention you, we know about you. It's just we don't have time today.
Yes.
So this week we're going into Trinity Classic.
Yeah, Trinity Classic. It's a new school. We've never played them before. Where it's a school that we scheduled late because of Desert High Schools canceling their football season. So we're going in there, and we're excited to go down to Fillmore, Ricky Beal's old stomping grounds. So they play there at their home stadium, and we're excited to see what Trinity Classic is going to bring us.
Cool. That's great. And again, if you can make it down, it's Fillmore. It's a 4-hour drive.
I think it is 4 hour.
It's worth the trip to see your Bishop Broncos play varsity
football.
Trinity Classic. Coach Jake, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
This is Jimmy T with Ion Sports, Bishop Union High School, varsity football. Go Broncos.
The sun is totally glaring at you, but don't glare back because you'll break your eyeballs. I am very disturbed by this. Like, subscribe, and comment, people.